Hello everyone, happy Thursday. I keep wanting to say happy Friday, but it is definitely not Friday. Normally I do my outside workouts on Friday morning, so that is why I want to keep saying happy Friday. But no, it is Thursday. Happy Thursday. You probably don't know who I am. I'm Alex. Hello. I kind of didn't put out a intro video because I didn't know what to say. I think I tried filming an intro video like 15 times, so many times, and I just didn't like it. I would look back and I didn't like the way I sounded. Listening to yourself on camera is probably the most awkward thing I can even try to explain to you. But anyways, I really wanted to focus this video on things that I have been putting out on Instagram, talking about me and competing, and I'm starting a new cut, so I wanted to do like a first physique update for all of you and just for myself. I really want to put this out there for myself as a way for me to gauge my own progress and kind of keep like a record of doing videos. And so that's kind of really why I want to do this. It's more for me than anything, but also because watching other people is so inspiring, and I've definitely been inspired. So I hope that by sharing my story and kind of what I'm doing to get to my goal, I'll be able to at least help one other person. If I can help one other person, then it'll totally be worth it. But really why I'm doing this is because I just need to help myself and kind of get to that level where I know that I can be, and I've kind of been slacking, you know? I really got to get it together. And so I just wanted to talk a little bit about my story and kind of where I'm coming from. And I think a lot of other people can relate, so that's really why I want to share this and where I'm trying to go with it. And it's really bright out here, so I'm like trying not to squint at you, but in reality I'm like crying a little bit on the inside because it's so bright out here. And I kind of have little notes, so just because there's some things I wanted to talk about that I didn't want to forget. So bear with me if I glance over at my notes, because I'm new at this and talking to a camera is kind of awkward, and I'm sitting in a park by my house and people are walking by like, why is this girl filming herself? But I'm sure it gets easier the more you do it, but right now it's kind of awkward. Basically, I did my first competition in November of last year, so it's May right now, so it was November 2015, and kind of like I had decided that I wanted to compete in 2015 regardless. And originally I was like, okay, I'm going to compete in April of 2015, and then, you know, I kind of like pushed it off and kept saying like, I'm not ready. So I just never ended up doing it. And so I was like, you know what, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to compete in August. So I tried to, you know, get my shit together, and I got a coach and started doing all the stuff in the prep, and for some reason my mindset wasn't there. My mindset was not in it. I was so frustrated and upset. Like when I would do cardio, I just wasn't seeing my body change. So I would go and I would do cardio and for so long, and I would look at myself after I got off the Stairmaster, and I was so upset. I would cry on my whole way home. I was 6 weeks out, which is still a lot of time, but mentally I was just not there. So 6 weeks out from that show, I pulled out. I decided I wasn't gonna do it, so I just went to watch the show, and I was like, you know what, like I can do this. Like this is something that I want to do, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna compete. And there was one more show after that. So there was August, and then there was November. November is the last show of the year. And so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna do it. I signed with a new coach that very next day. It was pretty much like a rush from the get-go, because for a first prep, normally you'd want to do something around 16 weeks, and here we're at 10. We're already at 10. But it was the last show of the year. I was like, you know what, I promised myself I was gonna compete in 2015. I gotta nut up and shut up and just get this thing done. I was like, regardless, like I'm just gonna do it. And I have serious commitment issues to like everything in life. Like I don't know what else to say. Like it's bad. When I do commit to something, like I'm in, like I'm all about it. I'm all in. And so I committed. I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm not 1 foot in, 1 foot out like I was last time. I was so much like in a better mental place than I was before. So I was like, all right, let's go, let's do this. So I did it. We did a 10-week prep, but the hard part was that 8 weeks out, I found out that I was hypoglycemic. So hypoglycemia is just having like low blood sugar. So that was a real challenge for me because everyone else on my team, you know, you have to drink a gallon of water a day, and I had to drink 2 gallons of water a day. For someone that hates drinking water at all, that's a challenge, like having to pee literally every 10 minutes. But I also had to do twice as much cardio. So basically when it came down to it, I had to do an unlimited amount of cardio. So my coach told me, you know, if you're sitting at home or if you don't have anything to do during the day, you better be doing cardio. And it was really tough for me because at the time, which I know a lot of people do, but at the time I was in school full time, was taking a full load of classes, and I also had 2 jobs. So I had a weekend job. I had to work nights on the weekend just to get some extra money. No, I was not stripping. Don't even think that. That's what it sounded like. But no. But yes, I was working for extra money. Was not stripping. Get your minds out of the gutter. I was doing that, and I also had a job on the nights and weekend mornings when I wasn't in class. So it was a lot for me. So I was waking up at 5 a.m. and doing my cardio, and then afterwards I would get back to the gym at like 10 at night and do my lift and more cardio. And anytime in between, if I had any free second, I was doing cardio. I had a lot of cardio. Anyway, so that was a really big struggle for me just because I was really behind already, and so it was really frustrating. But I got through it. I got to the show. I was nervous. I wasn't as nervous as I thought I would be, but the morning of the show, I woke up 2 hours late. I don't know how that happens, but then I was in a rush, and I was just kind of annoyed because I'm the kind of person that needs to plan every moment of my life. So that was frustrating, but what can you do? The hard part was, after the show, I didn't reverse diet. It was the week of finals, and we had all these projects. I think I had 19 different things that I had to do that week. And man, I knew when I started competing, I was like, you're gonna have to reverse diet. Don't do this the wrong way. And guess what I did? Even though I told myself I wasn't gonna do it, I still did it. I didn't reverse diet. I started working out less. Normally you're supposed to like taper down so that you don't just blow up and gain 70 pounds. I didn't gain 70, but it was quite a bit. And because I just stopped working out as hard as I was. And going from 3-day cardio to basically 0 cardio is, your body's like, what are you doing? Please, you know, it was just bad. It was bad. And you have all those toe nuts, and it was a mess. I was a hot mess there for a little while. The thing is because I didn't do it the right way and I didn't reverse diet, I came to a point where I was unhappy with the way I looked. I was gaining some weight, and I call it fluffy. Anyone that knows me, I call it fluffy. I'm just a little fluffy, and it's fine, it's whatever. I decided that I was going to do a cut for the summer. And the hard part is when you kind of come off a show like that, your body's kind of messed up hormonally. And the thing for me was that I would eat so clean. Like basically I put myself back on a prep diet. I was doing HIIT cardio, not over the top by any means at all. It was not over the top, but my body wasn't changing. I mean, it changed a little bit, but then it just kind of got stuck in a rut. And that was the most frustrating thing for me, is because I just felt stuck. Like I couldn't, nothing was happening. I was like, maybe I need some outside perspective coming from someone else that I'm just not seeing, because I'm obviously attached to the situation because it's my body. Or one said your carbs are too high, one said your carbs are too low, one said you're not doing enough cardio, one said you're doing too much cardio. It's different, and I totally get that for every trainer, but it's frustrating because, it's even frustrating for me because working with clients and other people, you really have to work with their body, but mine I just could not figure out. But I was just kind of looking for something new. It's kind of trial and error, you just have to figure it out. But it's frustrating, and I know how frustrating it can be, so I can relate to those other people on so many levels. But that's the thing, and that's why I wanted to really start this channel, is because this is my journey. This is how I want to get back to a place where I feel comfortable and I feel happy, and just kind of doing these other things and not being stuck in a gym all the time. Like, I used to be an athlete. I used to be able to freaking kill it. I could out push up the dudes. I could out plank the guys. Like, it's crazy, and I miss that. And just being a competitor and doing those kind of things, you just kind of get stuck in the gym doing cardio on the Stairmaster, and it's very calculated cardio, but it's for a reason. It's because competing, you really have to like hone in on those things and taper it down. But man, I just miss being an athlete, and so that's what I want to take you guys with me. Like, this is the journey. This is what I want to do. This is how I really want to take all of you with me and get this done. Like, show you what I'm eating, show you what workouts I'm doing. You go to like wake up with me, go to sleep with me, but not like that. So I need to watch what I say or like think before I talk, because when I say stuff, I'm like, that probably didn't sound the best right after I say it. That's what I want to do. And I actually moved apartments about a little over a month ago. When I moved, I just kind of have been eating whatever and not counting my macros and not calculating anything. I just kind of like living life. And that's the hardest thing I think about competing, is when you eat clean and eat a certain way and do the certain workouts for so long, and then you kind of go back to like normal life, like what, like going out to dinner or indulging or even drinking. I don't really drink much anymore, but if you go back to those things, like, your body just doesn't really know how to respond. I mean, it's nice because I'm learning how to live a more balanced life, not to be restricted. And the trainers that I talked to said, you can't get that way without being restricted, like how I said, so much cardio and no carbs and stuff. And I totally don't believe that. I believe that you can achieve a certain physique in moderation and with balance, and it's totally possible. So I'm gonna figure out that for myself, and hopefully I'll be able to help some of you guys in doing so. So if I can do that, man, it's all worth it. But this is kind of like my journey, and I mean, a lot of people have the same issues, so I'm happy to use myself as a guinea pig. But I want to do more hiking, and I want to do more stuff outside. That's why I came outside, because it is such a beautiful, beautiful day today in Denver, Colorado, and I just love it. Like, I just want to do all these things, and so I'm excited, and I'm looking forward to it. And I love the gym, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm still in the gym. I'm gonna go probably to the gym and lift a little bit after this. I want to find balance outside and things that I can do that are fun, and kind of remind myself why I used to love it. And it's hard when you get into competing sometimes, because you can forget that, because it's hard, and man, it is so hard. But I love doing it. People ask me all the time, do I regret competing? And absolutely not. Absolutely not. Will I compete again? Probably. I would love to, if I can just do it the right way and get myself to a place where I'm happy, because it's all mental. It's so mental. That's the biggest part of it. But I would totally compete again. And I wanted to do one in July, and I wanted to do that August show I didn't do last year, but I found out, unfortunately, that I'm injured. So this brings me to the other half. Oh, my leg is falling asleep. But I found out that I'm injured, so I don't know if I'm even going to be able to compete at all this year. It might not even happen. Basically, if you follow my Instagram or my Snapchat, you kind of know what I've been going through. I'll put both of those right there in case you're interested in seeing. Basically, for the longest time, if I went for walks or hikes that were too long, I'd be like, gosh, my hips hurt. I didn't think anything of it. I was like, oh, I'm just not flexible. And I really was not flexible. And I honestly hate to stretch. I hate it. I don't do yoga. I'm getting into doing yoga, but before this, I hated doing yoga. It hurt more than it felt good. I didn't want to stretch. Even after workouts, I'd be like, oh, I'm running late, or my workout went too long, I don't have time to stretch, so I just wouldn't. I know, it's terrible. Always stretch, people. Learn from me and stretch. So what happened was I was just getting tighter and tighter and tighter, and in my hip area and squats, I would be so sore the next day, but not in my glutes, not in my legs. My hips would just hurt, and my low back would hurt. And I was like, this is not right. I mean, my form is great, and I didn't know what I was doing wrong, and I was so confused, and I ended up going to see a chiropractor because it just got so bad that I was like, what is happening? And he took my x-rays, and we found that I'm a little more jacked up than I thought. My hips are completely twisted to one side, so when you look in the x-ray, like my left side looked so much bigger than my right, and that's because I was standing straight, but my hips were just so twisted that it looked so off. Sorry about that. And we're back. My camera actually just overheated and died, which is not good because I literally just got it like last week, and this is the first actually official video that I've shot, so this could be an issue. Anyway, I don't even remember what I was even talking about. Oh, anyway, so yeah, I was talking about my injury. Basically, long story short, when I was squatting, it was just like kind of jamming everything down into one place, then not stretching it out. I mean, you're so jammed that I wasn't getting any glute activation for any of my workouts, which when you're training legs is kind of the point. And it would just hurt my hips and my low back and wouldn't even get to my glutes. So I've literally been getting zero glute activation this entire time. Like, imagine the ass that I would have if my glutes were working. Just imagine. Since then, I have stopped going to the chiropractor, and I have decided to meet up with a physical therapist. So that's what I've been doing for the last couple weeks now. It's helped a lot. It's actually helped a lot. It's frustrating because he told me that I could not do like any lower body workouts, and I need to work on stabilizing my pelvis first before I can do any of those things, or especially putting weight on my back. That is a huge no-no. I actually did my first leg workout 2 days ago, and it was good. I didn't do any back-loaded things. I love squatting, I love deadlifting, and I didn't do any of those, which sucks because those are my favorite. But I did do kind of some light stuff, some body weight squats. I'm stretching all the time now. Learn my lesson. Do your stretches, people. Don't end up like me. Stretch your hips and stuff. I'm kind of slowly getting back into it, but it's been super awful. So things that I'm doing now, I am going to start doing another cut. So that's what I'm working on now, is putting together kind of another cut. So I'm going to do a series on that, and getting out of the gym and doing stuff outside and different things. So I'm kind of going to start tracking my macros again. But I did get on the in-body scan. We have one at work, which is basically, it's a bioimpedance scale, so it measures your body fat and things like that. And I took a picture. It's so funny because it prints out like a little receipt for you when you're done, and it tells your body fat and your muscle and all of those things, and that was going to be my starting point. And I was like, okay, I'll just start with this. I'll keep this little paper. And then I was thinking to myself, I was like, no you won't. No you won't. I know myself way too well for that. And I was like, I won't lose it. Like, this is important to me, so I'm going to keep this. And I was like, you know what? I better take a picture of this little paper so that I have all my stats on it, because I know myself way too well, and I lose just about everything. And guess what happened when I got home? I was like, where's that piece of paper? And I freaking lost it. So, rule number one, I know myself much better than I think. Yes, so I'm really glad I had that, but I think it's a little ways up here. Okay, I found it. So here it is. Like, I just have it, so I just took a picture of it on my phone. I don't even know if you can see that, but it's just the sheet of paper that I'm just gonna be reading off of. So these are my starting stats. Here we go. Here are the stats. Okay, so I'm 23 years old. I am about 5'5". It's like 5'4" and 3/4", but on a good day, 5'5". So that's what we use. Okay, so for my weight, it says I'm 148.7, which is literally the heaviest I have ever been. It's so crazy to me because when I first started this fitness journey, I weighed 118 pounds, and I was trying to get down to 115. Like, that's where I wanted to be. My body was like, yeah, right. Here we go. Let's be 150. But it's funny because all of that is muscle, and that's so much muscle to put on, but I literally had none when I first started. So anyway, 148.7 says my muscle, 63.1 pounds, so that's like how much of my body is muscle. Percent body fat. This was kind of sad for me to see because I got to a place where I could maintain 16%. Okay, it literally just started again. This is gonna take a year to film at this rate, so I'm just gonna hurry up and finish to get this done. And I've probably been blabbering at you for way too long. Okay, so percent body fat 23.9. So it is 23.9 right now. It's healthy. It is. It is at the healthy range, but coming from a place where I could maintain 16% all the time, and I was eating clean. Not like clean like I eat now. I was actually not even close to eating as clean as I eat now, but I could maintain 16% because of my metabolism and the workouts that I was doing. I was an athlete, I was outside, I was teaching HIIT classes. Like, I was so much fun, and I miss that, and so I'm trying to get back to that, but it's okay. We're gonna get there. This is the starting point. So if you have a higher body fat percentage than you would like to, just don't worry. You're gonna get there. Just don't give up. As long as you're consistent and you have a plan and you work towards it, just whatever you do, don't give up. So that's where we're starting. I don't care what the scale says. The scale could tell me I'm 200 pounds, but if I look the way that I want to look, then that number doesn't matter to me. So don't look at the scale. That's the only thing I can tell people. Muscle weighs more than fat, so the more muscle you have on your body, I mean, obviously you're gonna weigh more, and that's okay. So this is just the starting point. This is, I guess, the intro video that I never wanted to do. So I guess there it is. I just talked to you all for way too long. So if you are still watching, thank you. Hope that you guys come on this journey with me. Don't forget to like the video if you are excited as I am about this. 2 thumbs if you could. I guess you can only give it 1, but don't forget to subscribe. Like I said, this is going to be a journey, and I cannot wait to get it started. If you want to, go ahead and check out my blog. I post all of the things on there. I will post the link in the description box below, so definitely check that out. Hit me up on Instagram or Facebook. I'll also put those links in the bottom. That's the best way to get in touch with me, but I want to do this for you guys. So I want to put in things that you want to see and things that you think would help you. And if you have any questions, and if I don't know the answer, I will find an answer for you. Just don't give up. Let's do this together. I'm super excited. I'm going to stop talking your ear off now. I'm sorry. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye, guys.